Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your own custom shroud and sew it to your mask. Let's get into it. Really quick before we begin, I'm sorry I've taken a while to get back to the channel. It's not intentional. I have quite a few things going on in my personal life, business-wise, work, but finally I'm back and I'm able to make a video for you guys, so I'm very excited. Thank you to the many that stayed here and even the new subscribers. You won't be disappointed. So we're going to start with the supply list. First is this mini handheld sewing machine that I bought. I bought it at a local craft store. It was only around 20 bucks, so it's a pretty good deal, and it could come in handy for many future projects. We're also going to want a sewing needle. I just bought this pack from Walmart, super cheap, and it's all different sizes. I don't know if the different sizes mean anything, but you guys can definitely inform me in the comments below. Next thing is a seam ripper. This isn't really necessary, but it does make some of the steps a lot faster. Just in case you don't know what a seam ripper is, this is what it looks like, and it helps get under stitches and cut them a lot easier. I hope you can see that. You're definitely going to want a piece of cardboard. This will help tremendously with getting a template for our shroud. Some scissors, self-explanatory. A pen, you'll see, very self-explanatory as well. Some binder clips. These are also very, very cheap at Walmart. Definitely a huge help in this process. Very important are oh my god, I'm sorry. Of course, very importantly, our black fabric. This is from Hobby Lobby. They're always having sales, so keep an eye out for that. I was able to get a fair amount for very, very cheap. This is more than enough, and it was like maybe 15 bucks or so, but definitely a lot more than I was expecting for 15 bucks. And last but not least, our mask. Again, some of the supplies aren't very necessary, but they definitely do help and make things a lot easier. With all that said, let's get into making our custom shroud. Alright, we're going to start with our first step, which is removing the shroud. You're going to turn your mask inside out to expose the stitching on the inner side, as you can see. And we're going to be using our seam ripper. So we're going to go under each stitch and cut each individual stitch. I don't think it necessarily has to be every single stitch, but it'll make things a lot easier in the end to remove the mask from the shroud. You can for sure use scissors, but the seam ripper definitely helps a lot. So let's get started. So as you can see, I got most of the stitching taken apart. It should make it a lot easier to separate the mask from the shroud. So we're going to try and do that carefully so that we don't completely shred the shroud, because we're going to use it for a template. It's a very satisfying sound. I'm sorry. There we go. So now we have our shroud separated from our mask. So now we're going to focus on removing the tassels, I believe they're called, from the actual hood so that we're left with only the hood. So we're going to start with that. It's actually a lot more difficult than I remember. So just be patient with me, please. I'm just going to skip to when this is done because this is ridiculously tedious. So now we have our tassels removed from the hood. So we're left with this. Of course, I did manage to mess it up and shred a couple sections, but that shouldn't matter too much in the end. When we make our template, we'll be able to redraw that in and it won't be any issue later on. So now for our next step, we're going to be using our cardboard and our pen to make our template. First, most importantly, is to turn the shroud inside out so we have an exact template of how you're going to sew it together and how it's going to reverse back into the original form, being the proper hood like this. So let's turn it inside out. We're going to lay it down as neatly as possible. Luckily, this cardboard piece is like almost the exact size, so probably makes things a little bit easier for me. So here you can see the stitching. This is normally how it works, where everything's inside out. You stitch it, and then when you flip it inside out, all of the stitching is hidden, and it looks very seamless. It looks very nice. But yeah, we're gonna get to tracing the hood itself, and then we'll move on to our next step. So we're gonna grab our pen and get started. Doesn't have to be perfect, but the more precise, of course, the better. I'm going to leave a little bit of excess at the bottom so that my hood is a little bit longer and it can be tucked in further into my robe. So now we finished tracing the hood itself. We can take it off, and now we have our template traced onto the cardboard. We're going to cut it out with our scissors so we can use it as a template to cut out of our new material. And there you have it, the template for our hood. For our next step, we're going to be using our black fabric. We're going to cut out two big rectangles to put together, and we're going to try our best to cut the shape of the template out of the new fabric. So here, as you can see, I cut out one big piece and folded it in half and made sure that our template fits perfectly within that. And now we can get started with the next step. We're going to try our best to cut the shape of the template out of our new material and hopefully keep it as even and clean as possible. So let's start with that. As you can see, I am struggling a bit. This isn't the way I had originally done it, but even back then when I tried another method, it didn't work very well for me. So I'm trying this one out, and so far, I think it might just be the way that I'm doing it on this table that might be messing me up, but I'm trying my best to keep cutting as neatly as possible. So I'm going to continue. So as you can see, mine is very jagged and I could correct it, but to me it doesn't matter personally because after we stitch everything together, all of it is going to be hidden anyway aside from the bottom part here, which won't really matter in the end because it's going to be tucked into your robe. Again, you could go back and round everything out with your scissors or whatever kind of blade you prefer to use, but again, right now we're just trying to show you the basic steps of how to get this started, and I'm sure you guys can come up with more efficient methods for yourself. So now that we have this finished, our next step is going to be sewing it closed. So as you can see, comparing them side by side, this one of course is the original. Looks a lot more neater because it's probably cut out of a machine and made easy for whatever factory they're making them in. But it's close enough. This should be a good starting point. We're going to start sewing from the top of the head towards the back side of your head, and then from here on the chin down to whatever this would be considered like the neck or the very bottom. So we're going to do that with our new pieces. We're going to try and line everything up the best that we can. This machine is going to make everything a lot easier for us. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to try and do it, at least from how I remember to use it, and hopefully I don't mess this up. Let's test this out. I haven't used this in quite a while. Amazing. All of the batteries just flew out of the bag. Maybe there's a reason it was 20 bucks. So done with this machine. So I'm just going to tie these together, these two threads, and that will be the end of this stitch right here. I will also be sewing the back over here, the back side of the head, and then we can move on to the chin area. From right here, where the chin of the mask would be, down to the bottom. Let's get to it. Hopefully it works as it should. And just as expected, it didn't even sew anything. So I'm going to fix it again. I'm going to give this one more try, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to just hand sew it, because this is just an absolute nightmare. Finally, it actually worked as it was supposed to. Thank you for being patient. We're just going to knot the loose ends, and we can finally move to the next step. As you can see, now that we've tied our loose ends, this is what we have, and now we can flip it inside out just to see how sturdy it actually is. So as you can see, it's now inside out, and you don't see any of those jagged edges. The sewing is a little bit mid, kind of terrible to be honest, but again, you don't see any of those chopped up edges that I had earlier. It's all hidden aside from the back, which when you're wearing your whole robe, you're not going to see any of that. And when we finally put our mask here in the front, these also won't show. I'm sure I'll be doing this more than once, so if I do find better methods for all of this, I will definitely be sharing them with you as soon as possible. But from here, we will continue to sewing our mask onto this new shroud. So for our next step, we're going to flip our shroud back inside out, open it up, and we're going to be resting our mask with the chin inside like this, so it'll look something like this. From here, we're going to grab our binder clips. I have my pack right here. We're just going to grab two of them, and you're going to try to align this fin right here with the center, the top of the mask. So once it's aligned to the center, you're going to try and get the edge of the shroud aligned with the edge of the mask the best possible, and you're going to clip it down right here at the top, so it holds it in place for you. And then you're going to go a little bit further down. You're going to do the same thing near the bottom of the eye area. Make sure that the shroud is flush with the mask, otherwise it might come out a little crooked. This will just help a little bit, so we're not too focused on trying to hold everything in place, and more that the binder clips do that for us, so we can focus on sewing. So you're going to grab a needle, some black thread, a fairly long piece just to be sure that you have enough. You're going to start by looking for the inner side holes on the inside of the mask right here. You're going to try your best to follow those as a guide. It'll make things a lot easier. So you're going to probably want to start from inside going out, and you're just going to keep going inside and out through those holes. Use them as a guide. Definitely is a huge advantage. So you're going to pull it most of the way through. I'm just going to show you. You're going to want to leave a little bit of excess so that at the end you're able to knot it a lot easier. Once you have it all the way through, you're going to grab your needle. You're going to try your best to again line up the shroud with the edge of the mask, and you're going to look at the inside of the mask here. You're going to try your best again to put the needle back through the pre-cut hole right there, or the pre-sewn hole. You're going to try to go back in, and you're going to do that back and forth, in and out, in and out, in and out. And once we get towards the bottom of the eye, then I'll show you where to go from there. So there, I found it, going right back through the shroud, through the mask, back inside. You're going to pull it all the way through. Make sure it doesn't get caught in anything over here. Keep pulling it all the way through. There we go. And we basically have our first stitch. So you're going to go again, next hole, out, and back in through the next hole. You're going to keep doing that all the way down. So as you can see, I started up here and went all the way down to about a little under the eye. The string is coming from the shroud out, so now we're going to go backwards. So as you can see, our end point is a thread coming out of the shroud, and what we're going to do is we're going to find the previous stitch in this one right here. We're going to stab back in to the stitch right here. We're going to go back in, and what this will do is this will complete the stitch right here, and on the inner side you will see in just a moment what that does. So we're going into the mask right here. We're going to pull it through all the way. What we're going to do is right here on the inner side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go right back into this stitch right here, just like that. Pull it through. As you can see, it's starting to close up and everything's going to be aligning together. As you can see, mine's a little crooked. I'm not going to say that I'm super amazing at stitching, but it's good enough and it should hold up. We're going to continue this process back on the outside, going in and out until we have a full circuit going all the way through to the top. So I'm going to skip right to that. So as you can see, right here at the end, everything meets up perfectly. We can cut off the excess and tie the knot at the very end here, and that'll close up the first section. I think I'm going to keep this clip up here because it'll still come in handy for the other side. But as for this side, we're able to take this off and everything is already holding up together. So we can turn it over and set up our other clip right here on this side. So as before, we're going to do the exact same thing, just on the other side. I will be cutting to when I'm finished. That'll make things a little bit faster for you guys. So again, you can see it ends perfectly right here. We're able to snip it again, tie the knot at the end, and we're done with the upper half. Right here, you can see all of the progress we've made. And if we flip it inside out, you can see that it's already coming into place very nicely. All of that jagged cutting is very hidden. You won't be seeing any of that. And next is going to be the chin area. It is going to be the exact same thing, but I'm going to show you the starting point for that. And hopefully we can just skip through it and it should be very easy to follow along. So I did notice that I kind of stitched a little high right here where the chin is supposed to sit. As you can see, it's back here. So what I'm going to do is possibly undo the stitching here, continue sewing all the way down, and it might even meet up where I finished cutting it open here. And if not, you can just come back and sew that closed very easily with the exact same method as we've been using all the way at the top here. So again, even when we get to these lower parts right here on both sides, it's going to be the exact same method, just following those sewing holes. Looking at it now, after undoing the stitching here, if we were to continue doing it right here all the way down to the chin, it might actually hold it all together anyway, so that might work in our favor, which is really good. So again, same deal, needle with thread. We're going to go from the inside of the mask out to start, and that'll give us our starting point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here where this stitch ends. I'm going to poke right into there, out of the mask. And again, from the outside back to the inside. Try your best to keep everything as neat as possible. There we go. Again, just keep it going in and out, in and out, in and out. So as you can see here, same thing. I have our thread starting right here, and I ended it off right here at the middle of the chin at the very bottom, and it's already closing itself up anyway, which is perfect. So now again, we're going to go upwards, back the other way, just as we have with the other two top sections. Just as before, we're left with this, cut off the excess, tie the knot, repeat the process for the opposite side, and then we're done. So here's what we have once we're done with all our stitching. Now we're going to turn it inside out and see what we got. So this is our finished product. It looks pretty good shroud wise, but the material, as you can see, did stain the mask quite a bit. This is a test mask though, so I'm not too worried. I might turn it into a Scream 6 mask. We'll just have to see. Might even be part of a giveaway. I will do a quick try on for you guys to see what it's like when there's no tassels flying all over the place. It does make a huge difference, and it definitely helps with making your costume more screen accurate. Let's try it on. So that is the custom shroud walkthrough. Big shout out to Karner Collectibles. I did use his method for sewing the mask to the shroud, and it definitely helped a lot. And I hope that my visual was also very helpful. I wanted to try it out for myself, and hopefully it came out decent, or at least you guys think it came out decent. I apologize for taking a good long while to upload, but I really wanted to get this video done before anything else. We are getting closer to 500 subscribers, so if we can hit that, I will definitely be doing an awesome giveaway and hopefully uploading some exciting new unboxing and review videos for you guys. So if you aren't subscribed yet, you'll definitely want to stay tuned for all of that and more. With all that said, I'm Eddie Kills. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I do not sleep with them.
Hey everybody, that was a very hard slap. Welcome back to another Thursday toy review unboxing, whatever it is. Basically, opening up a bunch of stuff I bought for this old school series we used to do because they did pretty good numbers, so I want to go back and try again. Here we are today for a very late look at, and I'm going to give you obviously a much better look at, Series 5 of Toonie Terrors. I have no idea what they're up to. They're probably in the double figures by now. But I'm going to do some light work here. I'm going to turn off some lights. The visual's going to change for a second. This is literally for me to get a very nice thumbnail in the future, or a reasonable thumbnail. Characters, all that kind of stuff. And you're giving me Scooby-Doo versions of it, which is amazing. I want to have Ash hanging out with Fred, and Fred getting jealous that Daphne thinks he's pretty groovy, while Ghostface is freaking Nosferatu or chasing them down a hallway. You know what I'm saying? All right, so these are not super articulate, but you got a little bit of a joint on the head here. It's actually a little bit more of a ball joint than I recall the older ones have. It's actually at the base of the neck. It's a little stiff. You got a simple ball joint, and that's not even a ball joint. Well, I guess it is technically a ball joint. What would you call that on the arm? Nothing in the elbow, a little twist in the wrist, but that's all you're getting there. No hinges, nothing. I know you're seeing some stuff there. Now, this is obviously an Ash they put out, and they just bloodied it. That's fine. Same thing on the hips. You can kind of move the legs a little bit. Nothing in the knees, nothing in the ankles or feet at all, but you do get a foot peg, which is groovy. This stuff's twisted a bit. I'm imagining that would pop out of his back like an old school G.I. Joe backpack thingy. You can put it in his hand. Oh, this one actually has elbow. This does not have elbow. This has an elbow thingy. So you can make him be like, would you care for a cup of tea, my darling? Alright, that's very cool. I do like it. Let's check out our man Michael Myers, which again I think is just a repaint of one of the original Michael Myers with different accessory in terms of the pumpkin. I don't mind. I don't know what these cost anymore. I know they used to be pretty inexpensive. Oh, I thought he had like twist ties, which is black rubberized. Interesting. We got tape for the knife. Get that out the way. Here's your bloody kniff. As I'm opening these, I'm like, oh boy. I'm realizing I should have bought more of these. I should not have given up on this series. I still have some more, by the way. I think I have this series 5. I think I have all of series 6. I have a special Elvira I haven't opened. And I have like the Shining Twins. The pumpkin's pretty cool. It'd be cool if it lit up. But again, that might be getting more into the Ultimates series. Rubber bando, which I do actually prefer when they make them black because they're a lot easier to see. So I can pick them up without the cats, possibly choking. Good, you can go both ways on the knife. All right, Mikey has that same, well, not really. I think he has an upper neck torso. Upper neck articulation. That arm, actually, that elbow doesn't. I wish that elbow did. There's no elbow articulation on this one, just the shoulders, just the legs, nothing in the knees, the feet, and you don't, even though it looks like it, you don't actually get any torso articulation. It's like, blah, I'm coming to get you. I'm almost going to do Thriller, except, hey, Captain, Thriller. like singing. Somebody out there, right? Some musician somewhere has fashioned a wireless microphone to look like they're holding a butcher knife, a kitchen knife. Comment below, let me know. Somebody has to have done that. If not, what are you doing? Maybe an Ice Nine Kills. I can't say I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of Ice Nine Kills, but I'm not that familiar with Ice Nine Kills other than what some visuals and like just the idea of what he does. And I feel like if nobody else does, he should have a microphone. It looks like it's a knife. But I also feel like that's something somebody has to have been cleverer than me and come up with before. Still, Mikey is pretty cool. That is Mikey Knight, not Mikey Day. Don't get them confused. Wow, I'm actually kind of proud of that joke. It's not a good one, but I'm proud of it. Let's open up the crate from Creep Show. Now, I'm guessing this is from the original Creep Show designs. No, not exactly. I don't know if this is comic designs, if this is the Shudder continuation designs. I kind of fell off the Shudder continuation. It's got some real hits, it's got some real misses, and this guy has a base. How low can you go? Death Row? Anyways, that's interesting that he has a base. No one else does. That tells me he will not stand in the zone, which you can see with his tiny baby feet. Oh, yeah, we'll look at those. Those are definitely problematic. Is there tape on that? There's not tape on that. Let's get his lantern out. Kind of wish he had a comic book. I don't know if the creep ever actually held a comic book, but I feel like he should have one. Get the invisible rubber band off. Pop that over there. Pop him out of his playhouse. And you have that kind of resistant. Oh, you can see that's actually pretty poor design for NECA. That you can see like skin under the hood. Usually it looks very good. From the front, it's fine. It does not have very much articulation at all, though. Just a little bit. Arms are the same deal, but I don't like that if you flop the arms like that doesn't naturally occur. So that's not going to pose well. This one does have some elbow arm. Yeah! Woo, woo, woo. He's an Arsenio Hall fan. But of course, that's the lantern. No elbow articulation over here, but he can almost like, what are you kids doing? He's like holding a sign like an old man that I can relate to. Oh, there is not a tiniest bit of articulation in the legs, hence being given a stand to stand him up on. I like this one for design. I hate this one for pose and playability. You can't even make him like try to pick his own nose or anything. Like there's just nothing that can be done there. But he does come with a stand, I guess, for the purposes of making a video like this. We need to... Jesus, how much tape did y'all... Okay, there we go. One peg, 2 feet. Which way is he supposed to go? Just put one freaking foothold. Okay, so clearly the other one, because that foot doesn't even line up where it's gonna... That is some very poor design. Okay, NECA, what are you doing here? That is some really poor design on this guy. There we go. And he will kind of stand on this incredibly oversized base. Don't love that. Love the face. That must be his mother. But the rest of that is a waste. Alright, let's check out the last one here. We got Ghostface Killer. Now, I do love this Ghostface. He definitely reminds me more of a Scary Movie. Like, I wish they would actually do this exact same figure, but give me more of the Scary Movie mask. I think that would be incredible. Because this pose, I'm pretty sure is actually, even though it's kind of, it's a very Scooby-Doo-esque pose. It's very similar to a pose you can get with either the Nun or Nosferatu in this series. I'm not exactly sure. Also, it kind of looks like if you could actually twist his hand around a little bit, he's like doing binocular eye. There's that hole there, but he's not. All right, there's the tiniest bit of head articulation, hardly anything. You got your shoulders. There's no elbow articulation on this guy at all. And for the bottom, absolutely nothing, but he will stand up because he's got a very wide base. So you can put your kniff in there. I can't find the hole. I heard Mary laugh from downstairs. There does seem to be some wrist articulation, though, actually. You can actually get some wrist articulation. Other hand, too, so that's cool. Is he supposed to have it from the top down? they just use the same Michael Myers knife and give it a different paint job? Because that does, oh my goodness, that does not want to go in his hand. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's just gonna look stupid because that's how he's gonna hold a knife. So this is probably Mickey. I'm not gonna say anymore. That actually, that's a few. That could give you. That does not spoil. That could spoil a couple of the Scream films, but not what you're thinking. But again, I do love this pose. I love this design. This is absolutely where I would love to have a NECA Scooby Doo Toonie series because like having him chasing down the Scooby Gang would be incredible. That would just be such a cool display, and I would love that. But there you have it. There is Series 5 from like, what, 2 years, 3 years ago of NECA's Toonie Terrors, which is a series I still love. I thought they were.
Oh no! Beetlejuice. Mr. Collins. Reagan. Sam. Oh, how cute he is. Picture. Your space. Much better. Your face. Let's try it. Put a minor up. The bloody girl connected. Shorty. Mickey. What's that? The fun. The misfits. Misfits radio. Right. Ooh, second, second. All of them have the biggest focus. Biggest focus. Wednesday. More Wednesday. Texas Tuesday. Pennywise Woody. Ooh, my mind. Philip. What are you thinking? You can have bad. Are there any bags here? Some sauce. Some sauce. Ooh, Todd Garland. That's good. Drinking stuff. Frankenstein's cool. Oh, Dracula. Oh, Dracula. Oh, this is fantastic. Dracula. This is the Wolfman. The mummy. Ooh, the mummy's dangerous. Frankenstein. Dracula again. Wolfman. Black and white. Or silver edition. The other Dracula Knopfrist. Hibiscus. Is that Mel Fallon?
Hello everyone, this is MJPW,
And Miss MJPW.
and we're back at Walmart. I know I just did a video about the Walmart section, or the Halloween section in Walmart. But
Today we're going winter camping in a Tesla, but it's going to be negative 60 degrees. Yeah, we're back in Alaska. This might be an absolutely horrible idea. I'm getting back in the car. Yo, that is so cool. Okay. So Teslas are supposed to be some of the best cars to camp in, right? So look, there's a camp mode. Of course, you can pull the seats back so you can sleep. But the battery is not supposed to be in these conditions at all. The car could just completely die. I want to see if the Tesla can handle it. Nobody has tried something this extreme before. To give you guys some perspective, it was 78 degrees in Texas when I left. So it will be over 130 degrees colder here. Yeah, please don't try this. Now, the only place I could get a Tesla is here in Anchorage, but to get to the extreme cold, you've got to drive all the way to Fairbanks. Actually, let me show you guys the car. So we got our Tesla Model 3 Performance. So this is basically just like my car. I wish I could have taken my own car, but I'm not driving all the way to Alaska. From Texas? That'd be crazy. Oh my gosh, look, this car is just completely in the snow. There's just a little antenna sticking out. But yeah, very essential dual motor to all-wheel drive. We're just rocking the black, which is actually the original color of my Tesla. And most importantly, winter tires. That doesn't mean I won't get stuck in the snow, especially as we go farther north, into the mountains. But I mean, even just the drive on, like, look, this is basically just ice. We definitely need those. Now, another problem is I'm pretty sure there's no superchargers in Alaska. Teslas are very rare here for obvious reasons, like the battery will also deplete way faster in the extreme cold. So I don't know how we're going to charge or how long it will take. Hopefully we'll figure something out, right? But it will only get colder and colder as we go farther north, though. So that's going to be a problem. But yeah, this is going to be a fun little road trip, Never done like a complete winter road trip before. First stop on the trip, though, we got to get some supplies. Alright, most importantly, we need some food. Food that we can cook while camping. That's assuming we start a fire in negative 50 degrees or whatever. I think we should try hot dogs. Hey, you know what? If we pull this fire off, might as well get some s'mores too. And of course, we need bear spray. There are bears everywhere here. Alright, I was thinking of getting a thermometer, but all of these cap at negative 40 degrees. They will not go lower. So they're there's no point. Bruh, the front trunk is literally frozen. That's crazy. Okay, now for the fun part, charging. So normally I could just type in here, Fairbanks, and a bunch of superchargers would be popping up. But you can see there's it's not working. Charging needed to reach destination. So there's one supercharger, which I guess is right here. But past that, I don't know what we're doing. And I have no idea how long it's going to take to get there because anything that's not a supercharger is going to be way slower. But hey, let's get this show on the road. Oh, I just ran a red. Oh no. Oh. I did not mean to do that. Ooh. So one thing I noticed is that there's a lot of one-way streets here. Like main roads are just one way. And I was thinking, is this because people slide so much on the road and like if you crash into someone oncoming, obviously it's a lot worse? That might be why, I'm not sure. If you're from Alaska or Anchorage specifically, let me know. So you can see even though we're 25 minutes out, it's preconditioning the battery for fast charging. And the thing is, those chargers will charge so slow if your battery's cold. So we're just gonna drive. I just know if this thing somehow runs out of battery, I am actually screwed because it will be extremely cold. This thing won't be able to heat itself, obviously, because it's dead. And as we get up in the mountains, I don't know how many people are going to be around. So let's hope that doesn't happen. The big reason I want to go to Fairbanks specifically is, you guys know last year I went to the world's coldest town at the top of Alaska. I really wanted to see Northern Lights, but I couldn't because we were literally too far north. Like, it's actually pretty rare there that you get to see it. But Fairbanks is like in the perfect location to see Northern Lights. So I really, really hope we can see some Northern Lights. That would be like amazing. Oh gosh. The tire pressure system doesn't even work anymore. What? Is it that cold already? We're on basically a highway now, though. It's pretty cool. All right, it's about time we exit to our supercharger right here. We are in Alaska. I wonder if anyone's going to be here. How many people in Alaska own Tesla, right? It's like the worst car to own here. Or maybe not. Who knows? We'll see, right? Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, my gosh, there's two other people. That guy just does not care. He just parks right in front of that thing. Or maybe not. Who knows? We'll see, right? definitely not smart. Honestly, this trip will be reckless if I didn't know how to drive it. But hey, I'm from Michigan, you know. Oh, you'll be driving stuff like this all the time. It's just not this cold. But yeah, this is like the most anti-Tesla Tesla road trip. Engine's on autopilot. The chargers are super slow, so you're adding an insane amount of time. But at the same time, like I said, I'm having so much fun. Like, look at this. And you can tell it's getting colder and colder too. Everything's getting more white. Bro, I just thought of it. If one of these chargers is broken, I'm actually so screwed. And that's because there won't be enough battery to make any other chargers once I get to it. So I can get charged. I don't think you can even. Oh man, that's a common thing too, especially with like the non-superchargers, and even sometimes superchargers are broken. Not if you take it on chances too. This thing routed me to the wrong charger. The charger it routed me to is not actually on the way to Fairbanks. They almost screwed me over. How does this work? Oh, I gotta scan this QR code. Woo, let's go. Because this, you need an adapter. Alright, open up, buddy. Ooh, it's so windy. The problem is the wind. Yo, this thing charge. It says it's for pairing. Start, start. Bro, what? Charging station authorization required. Charging equipment not ready. Bro, what? Bro, am I stranded here?
What? I don't want to get in there with you.
Uh-oh.
Why me?
Start. That's not good. Oh my god.
Your mom won't do nothing with you.
Weird ass.
I can get my big ass in here. You can get your big ass in here.
Doesn't work. You're not
Is that funny?
You gotta.
Ow! You pig!
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
That's
Not
it.
very fast though, that's for sure. So that took 26 minutes to start charging.
What?
I think that's starting. But yeah, this is not the charger the Tesla routed me to. I downloaded this app called
That's what the
Workshare.
color.
Looked at what Tesla
There's
tried
something
to
in
do.
there rattling.
Tried to make me go
Wait,
through, right?
purple.
So it doesn't seem to be bad. But
It works, but there's something
massive
rattling.
lake right there.
Maybe it's because of that
Oh, I know
lollipop.
I have to turn all the way
So
back
wasn't
around
that on
here
top?
to go this way.
It's on
So I
bottom.
can no longer trust the Tesla as finding the charger system now.
Guess you
That's what
saw
it asked me, and
it.
it
Only
looks
you put
like
the
our
lollipop in
next
there.
charger is almost here. So if I put in the address,
Can't close it. Mommy did it. Get mommy's bad, mommy. You ripped it.
with the rain. So it's looking more like 200
Okay.
miles a day instead of 100. So that's
Why?
warm. Okay, we gotta. It says stop charging at 50%. Nothing.
Uncle Chris, come get her through the hole.
Not working.
Uncle Chris, come get her through the hole.
Do that like.
Uncle Chris, come get me.
This is that.
He's all
Favorite.
kind.
That
He's
is
a party
favorite.
pooper too.
On the ground.
Uncle Chris, come get me through the hole. Come get me through the hole.
We're
Come
just
take
gonna
her
rest
out.
this. Might be a horrible
She's
idea.
gonna cry. She'll peek it out at you.
Bye.
Alright, here we go.
You're just so surprised. He said yeah.
You go, wah, wah, wah,
She
wah, wah.
said yeah. Ow!
But this is
Stop
low
throwing
kind
at
of
me.
scary.
Don't
Like very
throw it.
right
Hey,
that's your friend.
that was your mother.
Is he okay? That is great eyesight, guys. From
Here, come get her.
yes.
Oh,
You're
she
like
come here.
getting a poop though. That thing will
Uncle Chris,
kill
come
you.
get her.
Oh my
Uncle
god.
Chris, come get her.
There's someone in that car.
Christopher, come get her. Christopher.
Okay.
Hey,
What the
Christopher.
heck?
Come here. Huh? What? Come get her. Go. Go. here it comes. It's coming. Here it comes. It's coming. Don't pull my hair. You are no. Christopher, come here, Christopher. Christopher, come here, Christopher. Oh, I love you. Oh, Christopher, please, Christopher. Please, Christopher, come get her. Bless you. Bless you. Oh, come here, please. Whoa. Hi, baby girl. No. Wait, wait, wait. Give me your hair. Come here, hair. Christopher, come get her again. No, she didn't cry. That was funny. Come get her again. Oh.
That could happen though, right? So the light just shut off because of how cold it was. But this charger wasn't working either, so I was genuinely worried I got it. But after the light,
Yeah, yes, sir. It's pretty hot. Yes, sir.
I got it working. It took pretty much the same amount of time as last time, but
Love you,
we're
little girl.
good. I'm gonna die out here. I have no idea actually where we are, but what I do know is that it's really cold. My ears getting hot.
Whoppering. It's funny. It's funny. That's me. Look, there's your mouth. Look here. I'm gonna come get you again. Here it comes.
Again, this is the one I had a frostbite on. It is negative 17 degrees right now. It feels like negative 30. Like halfway to Fairbanks.
What's your issue
So
today?
I can only imagine how cold it is there. It's taking so much longer than I expected. Like, if we took a gas car, we'd be in Fairbanks hours ago. We're like halfway, so it looks like it's like a 2-day drive. Probably just find a hotel tonight. Definitely need a shower. I'm gonna try and get a little bit of sleep and be off early in the morning. Check the weather for tomorrow night in Fairbanks. I am concerned of this car will pull it off. It's so cold. This leg is noticeably colder than this leg because this was a storage to the outside. Bro, $49 to charge the car? You gotta be kidding me. I don't know if that's Alaska or this charger. That is the trunk is frozen shut.
Listen to music.
Never mind. It was so I got everything I need done to take the keys out of the car, and the mic shut off again. So I'll just use the whole use as like the lodge, cabin vibe. There's this little sink, a toilet room, a shower room, and of course a nice big bed with what animal is that? Anyway, it was time to sleep. Alright, boys, you got 2 hours of sleep. You got a much needed shower in. It is currently negative 21 degrees. Feels like negative 32 when East Alaska. I hope this one okay. But we've got to layer up even more today. Like, I know how dangerous it is to stay cold as we get. So I've already got 3 layers here. Well, this is gonna be great. I know a little bit more about many of the clothes. I was not prepared for this. Got the wool socks, 3 jackets, and this isn't even all of it. This is just in and out of the car. All of that stuff we're gonna have to put on later. Anything else? Oh my gosh. Alright, here we go. That does not sound very good. Oh yeah, this thing is full. Time to load everything up and head out. Dog gets frozen again. I can't get this thing open. up. Let's do this one. Second try. 6 a.m. now, -24. My next charger is only 46 minutes away. Forgot to stick the GoPro in yesterday. That thing is frozen. I just hope a moose doesn't come out of nowhere and kill me. It's crazy how long it's been dark out for. I somehow managed to get this thing on the heater. Hopefully it comes back to life, right? We officially have no service. Never thought I'd say this, but I'm
What are
driving
you
like
listening to?
25 under the speed limit right now. I mean, look at this. Oh my God. It is, the temperature has just dropped 8 degrees in like 5 minutes. -34 now? 35! Oh my, it's not stopping! But with the wind chill, that's gotta be pushing. Oh my gosh, it's -36. It keeps dropping. When is it gonna stop? This the reality just hit, man. I have no service. I've seen like one other car on this entire drive. But yeah, with the wind chill, that's gotta be pushing -50. Crazy. That's how cold it gets at night, dude. Oh my gosh, I got the GoPro to work. Now down to -38. For the rest of the drive, we're pretty much stuck on -39 degrees. Alright, we're here at the next charger. Looks like the one from 2 chargers ago. Hopefully this thing works. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm gonna have to put on even more stuff just to go outside. Like this is not funny. I've had the heat on high for a while now, and I don't know if the car can keep up. It's still only 59 degrees. This is not okay. But my hand looks like I'm an old man. Okay, we're putting on another pair of sweatpants. Finally a hat now that my hair is a little bit more dry. And the case. Yeah. Now, if I remember this correctly, if this charger isn't frozen over by now, let's try to see. Back the car up. Try to start charging. Charge that car. Yes. Connecting. Yo, this is crazy. And look, this one, someone just left out. So I don't even know if that works anymore. That's crazy. All right. Let's start. Please work, please work, please work. Please work. Let's go. It's working. Yes. And it's starting to warm up the tank, dude. I was so concerned. Yeah, the Tesla thermometer was stuck at -39 for a while. And I looked up what they supposedly cap at, and it says -40. So it could have dropped below -40. Yeah, -39 with 10-mile-an-hour winds to -64 Fahrenheit. That is insane. This thing's calm. Like barely charging at all. Okay, just getting a little one, but like stuck at 59. This is still saying battery capability. It's saying it's charged already. 1.2 kilowatt hours. Yes, it's charging. Dude, my prediction is it could heat the car faster than it can actually charge. Let's see what happens. Go. Turn this off. Motor's still up. Bro, what? I don't know what to do. And I can't just not move the car. I'm gonna unplug it and plug it back in. No, I can't unplug it. This thing is frozen. Look. Come on. Alright. Let's try again. It's actually has some power. This is not good. Can I make it to another charger with this much charge? I don't know. And the light shut off again. And I definitely wouldn't have made it to that charger. So, a couple more minutes of troubleshooting. And this is working now. Thankfully, man. Thankfully. Not as fast as they needed to, but I know it's getting again. But yeah, the next charger is in Fairbanks, and he says we're gonna get there with -22%. This is the longest stretch yet, and it's gonna be really cold. We might actually not make this one. It's gonna take only 2 hours. It just stops again. There's error. I think we're just gonna try to go. We don't have time to. Come on, take it off. Look, it's so cold. Everyone's got their cars plugged in to warm up. We're getting to that part of Alaska now. Okay, this might be a horrible idea to put in the carrier. 4% and to stay below 75 miles an hour. I will do anyway because I don't want to die. Bro, I think we just have to go because the longer we sit here trying to fix this again, the more it's going to drain the battery to heat the car, and maybe it never gets figured out and I'm actually screwed. So we're just going to go. Damn, I don't think I can drift this thing because it's all-wheel drive. I mean, it'd be fun to do in the snow, but yeah, it's not working. Ooh, I'm going to keep the speed at 55 to max my This is the hardest stretch yet. We don't even have 100%. Finally, it's getting brighter. 18 hours of no daylight is crazy. The sun still hasn't risen yet. It's gonna take like, I don't know, another hour. That's not good. We just can't afford for anything bad to happen, right? Hey man, look, there's skinny dicks halfway in. Get it? Skinny dicks halfway in. That is probably the most interesting name for a hotel I've ever seen. Ooh, the sun is out. Oh my gosh, civilization. Let's go. That one only took 5 minutes to plug in. We have finally made it to Fairbanks. I am so hungry. Can't wait to start this fire, get some food, camp out, watch the northern lights, hopefully. It is dangerously cold up here, though. I literally almost got frostbite on my finger. I made the mistake of picking up my tripod. I couldn't feel a thing, like, right here for a couple hours. So it's time to throw everything I have on, because we're going to be out for a while. I probably got to fill her up to 100%. We're going into the wild. I've learned in the coldest town video how much you really have to put on to not get frostbite. Well, it's not get frostbite this video. Alright, first off, the feet. Probably the most common place to get frostbite is starting off with the biggest pair of socks I could find, going over the wool ones you already have. Yeah, look at that. And of course, you put these boys on. They are 2 sizes bigger. They're not underwear, just like socks. Next, the top. I'm actually adding 2 more layers. First, we got a nice clean. Oh, I gotta take my boots off. I forgot my snow pants. Now, this is 2 jackets, another upsuit outside. Bro, it's so cold. Look, I can just pour water like this on the car. Look, it's like steaming. Like, that is crazy. It's like instantly freezing too. Then put the face. Then the hands. We got 5 layers here, 6 layers here. How long did that take? 26 minutes. I hope you're ready. Alright, we're at 99%. It's time that we unplug this thing. Let's go camping. That is the last time we are charging, boys. So we have an entire battery to camp with. Let's go. McDonald's and Arby's. Whoa, where are we going? We're here. Man, the good old Alaskan wilderness. It is so quiet out here. I can't hear a thing. I like it though. Hey man, it's time to explore. Dude, everything is covered in snow. We also only have 2 hours of daylight left, which is crazy to say. Woo! This is why I hope the northern lights tonight. I think it's time to make a fire though. I am hungry. Gotta get on it. Now to be honest, I have no idea how to make a fire in the snow, let alone in like this temperature. But we can always go to our favorite tool, YouTube. First step, we find a place for our fire. Let's keep it away from trees and stuff. Oh, oh, that is deep snow. Oh my gosh, that's like 2.5 feet of snow. I'm thinking right here. Okay, so first, make a little hole, hop down the snow. I don't think the guy had this much snow in his YouTube video. All right, looks like that's the best to do for now. Now I go find firewood. Nice. All right, next we find bigger sticks, even bigger sticks, even bigger sticks, and then a campfire. Ow. Those are thorns. There we go. Nice. You're almost in the camera. Oh, bro, I'm starting to get cold. I've never gone camping by myself. This is completely new for me. Ah, that hurt my leg. Ow. I don't know how to break these big ones. Alright, this might be a horrible idea. man, there's so much walking. I had to find that stop though. That thing came in clutch. Alright, I've never done this before. It's the first time for everything, right? I have a limited amount of time without gloves. There you go. No, no. Ow, 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 ow. Did that work? Something catch on fire, please. We're gonna need another match. It's not burning. Come on. Come on. Oh, third time's a charm, right? This is harder than I thought, bro. It's just so cold. Alright, careful. Easy. Come on. Do I have like paper? Yes. We're doing it. Is it on fire? Is it stick on fire? No. Please. Come on, please. Oh my god. Come on, man. This is so frustrating. Alright, tree bark. I need something to catch fire. Something. Alright, this has to work. We got an actual lighter now. Some of the Walmart bags, like cardboard. This is for the camping mattress. Uh-oh. It's too cold. Campfire. Campfire. Be the one. That's a little bit in my eye. Okay, now we need to get like actual sticky stuff to light up. Somehow. Something. That's burning out. No, no. Come on. Dude, I'm not gonna have much cardboard left. Bro, I got my. Wait, that might be a good thing. Come on, we can just get one piece of bark or one stick or something. Something, please. Oh, my eyes are smoked. Come on. My hands are starting to get freezing. Hey, look. Not even a lighter works out here. It's only getting colder now, too. The sun's going down. Man. No! Oh! Is it too cold to start a fire? Guys, make it look so easy. Oh, so excited. What do I do, guys? Sun already set. It's not even 4 o'clock. There's one more thing I'm gonna try. And I really want to start this fire. You guys ever seen the blowtorch? Blowtorch? Fire goes out. If this doesn't work, I don't know what will. Come on. Give me some fire. Alright, I'm gonna hold this on this log until it catches on fire to see how long this will actually take. This is crazy. It's a little sticky catching on fire. Oh, hold up. We might have something, boys. Oh my god. Dude, I think some of the bark is on fire. I think it's like, ooh, come on. We might actually have something. Please, please. No. Is that gonna stay on fire? Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. That is not good. Man, it's nuts. It's so cold. A blowtorch doesn't even work. It's not even getting sparks anymore. There's still propane in here. I can feel it. So if a blowtorch can't even light up, I think a fire was probably not gonna happen. Like look outside now, man. It's getting so dark. Well, at least we still get to see the Northern Lights. I just want to say though, thank you guys so much for all the support recently. Because of you guys, we were able to get our first sponsor, Morgan and Morgan. Without them, I would definitely not be able to go all the way out here to do this. Morgan and Morgan is America's largest indie law firm. They've got over 1,000 attorneys. They're in all 50 states. So, yep, all the way up in Alaska. Getting seriously injured obviously sucks big time, but your case could be worth millions. I think they lost something like $26 million, 40 times above what the insurance company is offering. So Morgan & Morgan, they're not taking low balls. There's a reason they're the biggest, and if you don't win, you don't pay anything. You can start a claim with America's biggest injury law firm today by going to forthepeople.com/TeamSC. The link in the description, or you can scan the QR code right here. And again, shout out to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring. Okay, this is actually crazy. I've had the car on heating up for half an hour now. The temperature is dropping. It literally can't keep up. It's getting that cold up here. At 5:48, it was 59 degrees in here, and 9 minutes later, it is 56. It is 100 degrees warmer than the outside. And on top of that, we're already down to 73%. Oh man. And I see why no one's done this with a Tesla before, right? I don't know what we're gonna do. Actually, I think we should eat. I mean, hey, it's the fire. You could eat these raw, right? I mean, I don't know how good they taste, but we could try, right? Just like that. I mean, that is a hot dog. Won't taste bad though. But also it's fairly healthy, so everything is gonna taste good. It's gonna be interesting going back to this after the Cybertruck, you know? Like I do feel a bit more cramped with space. And the Cybertruck has an outlet, so it can power it vertically. The only option I have is get the campfire. Even if you get like a power inverter to this, which converts the plugs here to an outlet, you draw enough power. You know what? You can have more. I am pretty bummed out we couldn't do the fire, but like honestly, after that blow torch went off, like my mission was done. I was really looking forward to it. I'm chilling here, you know, vibing, looking forward to getting over the fire.
You want a green one?
Anyone?
I well,
Yeah,
okay.
I want
I don't
for
trust like
you.
they went bad.
You
That
want
was
black
next
or
though.
what?
Black.
Man, if only that was real, but honestly, if it was real, I probably shouldn't have liked it.
What do you want? This one's white. Or you want black?
Black.
She wants black. You can have both.
Damn, that
You can
marshmallow.
have both.
Ew. I got the giant one. Strawberry curd. Really? I mean, it's good. It's better than burnt, right? Now there's one more thing I wanted to bake, and that was hot cocoa. Oh, kind of hard to do that. Hey, we'll figure it out, right? So 3 tablespoons for every 8 ounces of hot water. The water
Oh,
will
one of
not be
these?
hot
Cause
until the
I don't.
glucose and
I want it.
temperature goes up, right?
I want it for me too.
We have this.
Daddy.
Oh man, it's getting wild. All right, and a quart
No, you
large
have a pumpkin. I'm
quart
you. You can have that little guy. Because I don't think Kayla's coming around. I want one of these. She has a pumpkin puppet, right?
I mean that's
She should have one. I gave her one for Halloween.
diarrhea in it.
Alright, I'm keeping this one.
Honestly, though, I barely slept last night.
Yeah, I gave her one for Halloween.
Alex here is set everything up without getting out of the car. I'm just getting over yet. Let's see if we can do that because I would much prefer to stay in the warm.
She has one. I gave her
Wait,
one for
okay.
Halloween.
I have like 2 big bags.
Because
Okay.
that will be
Yeah, we're
Kayla's
definitely
one
gonna have to go.
tomorrow. Halloween's over tomorrow.
Okay, now we got our air mattress, our sleeping bag. Oh, this thing is frozen. Like it won't move at a part. This might
There's a little
break.
guy in that
It might
bike.
get a hole in it. Because it's freezing. What do you know? The mic shut off again. Unfortunately, there was a hole in the air mattress on top of this room. So I guess I was gonna sleep on an airless air mattress. So we got a big problem. We have 47%. The Tesla is working so hard to keep up with full 100% mode. But another problem is that there's no vent here. So it's probably in the worst possible place to let the car. The vent is working as good as it can. But here's the plan. We're probably gonna have to charge in the middle of the night. But we want to get those lights anyway. So we're gonna sleep for 3 hours, wake up, park the car, then go get the northern lights. Hopefully see something crazy. But to be honest, if the car just dies, I might die too because the temperature will drop so fast in here, and when your body gets really cold, like really fast, you won't even wake up. Your body will just shut down. You'll die. So that's why I'm counting on you. A couple hours, come on. Let's get the nice little campfire now. Be nice. Put the little cookies in there. I might just keep all the winter gear on too. I mean, honestly, it's pretty rough out here, but I just hope we get to see the aurora. Alright, hey, cozy. Not just trying to drive too much.
You got
Look
her.
at that thing.
I gave you
So
one. I gave yours already.
set on those northern lights. Oh, to be honest, I think I see like the slightest yeah, I think I see it. Can we see them on the channel? Alright, well, to have 5% northern lights, I think it's
You find it, bud? I don't know where it was. I threw it over here that one day. What? I threw it over here one day. Why'd you throw it? Yes, you put it. Oops. Oops.
all the time. I do well. I'm Toby. Why?
Hey, I found Robin. Here. Where's this peanut? Don't break it. Oh, this little thing's cute. The little wind up thing. Hey, you put that. Give it to grandma. Give it. Is this yours, Mom, or is this hers? Is this hers or yours? That little guy.
Then you follow the rest of the week. My boss said she had chips, and she said, so she said, whatever, and she said she got food. What else she said she got?
Products I'm about to use in this video should only be used in emergency cases only, so in no other situation should you be replicating what you're about to watch in this video. With that said, I have some crazy stuff. I have things ranging from a fire extinguisher to a defibrillator to a literal flare gun that people use on islands for SOS, and honestly so much more. So we obviously have a lot to do, so grab your popcorn and let's do this. The first product we're going to be testing out that is only for emergency use, because this thing is crazy, is a fire extinguisher ball. So typically you have the fire extinguishers where there's fire, you pick it up, break the glass, and then you squeeze that thing that goes. Well, this is an automatic ball. When the temperature goes over 150 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it just explodes and has a dry powder that extinguishes the fire. So we have a fire pit right here. I'm going to start a low-level fire, throw the ball into the hole there, make a run for it, and this thing's probably going to explode and make like 15 feet worth of smoke. So no joke, this is what it looks like. This is it right here. The instructions: throw/roll into active fire anytime, anywhere, automatically. So I just looked it up, and this thing has a 60 square foot blast radius, which means 15 feet in each direction. The smoke is just going to come up. I'm a little bit nervous to try this, but I'm going to light up the fire right now. I do have protection here, so always want to be safe with goggles and then these noise canceling headphones. Okay, so there's the flame, so I'm about to put this in there. I don't know what this is going to look like, but I'm pretty excited. Alright, so once this senses the flame, it is just going to blow up. Here we go. Or not. What is going on? Isn't that supposed to blow up at 150 degrees? Wow. And there's the fallout of it. Okay, so it actually worked. It didn't go as quick as I thought. I thought that was going to be instant, but that took about 20 seconds. But yeah, I mean, ultimately extinguished it. Here we can check out the inside. It's completely gone now. Just dry powder everywhere. Alright, so the fire extinguisher ball absolutely works. That thing was crazy. It was like a mini grenade that just went off. I think it was probably like 130 decibels is what it reaches. But that thing destroyed the fire completely. There's no remains of that ember whatsoever. It's a really good
Digital.
fire in your house. I definitely recommend having the fire extinguisher ball. It's kind of fun too. It's like you throw it, you run, and you see what happens. The next emergency use only product I'm going to be using is this inflatable life jacket. So when this touches water, it basically blows up, kind of like a human airbag. Throw back to that. Let me read the instructions. I don't trust that this is throw back to that. Let me read the instructions.
Did you open your Doritos?
I don't trust that this is going to work.
Your Doritos, did you open them? The Christmas. Can you make some more for please?
Here, wait. He dropped water. You put this under your shoulder. Go.
Thanks, pretty girl. Love you. Did Doritos. Thank you. Thank you, honey. So much. Thank you. So much.
I'm going to put it on. I'm going to jump into this pool to test it myself. Alright, so here's what she looks like. And it comes with a CO2 cartridge, so I'm guessing that you can either manually pull it or it will just sense the water and it will blow up. And it's supposed to allow you to float. Interestingly, I can't float. I don't know what it is about the density of my body or the distribution of weight, but I'm not able to float, so I'm actually just separately excited to float for the first time. Alright, so I'm going to step into the pool step by step, and once it reaches a certain level to activate, then I'll know that I'm safe. But right now, 1 foot in, I'm good. Bring this down. So obviously it's not going to activate until it at least touches it but I want to see the point at which it activates. I hope it's not like a huge jump scare.
Crazy? Huh?
Okay, the mic just got sick. But this thing really did activate, and I'm floating. I thought this was gonna be for sure some like Timu style airbag that doesn't deploy like the human airbag. This worked immediately upon touching water. Those sensors are legit. The CO2 like really came out like an airbag. Alright, this emergency use product definitely works. So if you happen to put one of these on, trust that it'll save you. It's kind of relaxing. Okay, I don't know how to get this off. In this 30-pound box right here, I have a product that you should never use in public. It is the brightest flashlight on earth. The reason why this is for emergency use only is because if you were to just do this willy-nilly just out in the wild, you would literally light up an entire hemisphere. This thing is 200,000 lumens. This thing cost me like $1,000. It's very expensive. It's called the MS32. The fact that it even comes in this briefcase is wild. I don't know what I'm about to open. Whoa. This is huge. It even comes with a full like battery bank because of how big this is. This thing needs a good old charge. Right now it's blinking red because it's dead, but once this turns on, I'm going to go outside at nighttime and brighten this up and see how crazy it gets. But I'm going to try it first indoors to let this charge up a little bit. Alright, so the light is fully charged now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all the lights out. It's even dark outside right now, so this room is going to be pitch black, and then I'm going to illuminate the entire room with 200,000 lumens from the world's brightest flashlight. And I'm going to see if it actually makes the room bright. This is going to be probably pretty crazy, so maybe shield your eyes if you're somebody who has photosensitivity, because I'm going to put it literally right up here. Alright, so I'm going to start off at the lowest setting, and I'm going to work my way up. So lights are going off now. So here's level 1. Okay, not too bad. Kind of like a normal flashlight. I'm able to see pretty much everywhere back there. There's the dog's head. Here's level 2. Okay, a little bit more. That's fine. Level 3. Okay, we're at 9,000 lumens. We're not even close to full capacity, and this thing's already getting through to the bathroom. Next level. Okay, that's 18,000. Wow, we are not even close. There's 40,000. Okay, the fan has now been turned on, and this thing is lighting up a lot. Like if I were to use this as a cam in front of me, oh, this is hot. It's getting really hot too. Okay, let's keep it moving. Oh my gosh, what is that? That's 90,000. So this is like barely halfway there. All right, and now it's time for the full 200,000 lumens in 3, 2, 1. Oh. Oh, what? Oh my gosh, that was so bright. I don't know if it was conveyed how bright that was, but that was like the entire room just lit up, and you could feel the heat radiate. Wait, I have to try something with this heat. So obviously this thing is super bright, as you just saw, and it had me thinking maybe this thing could actually go through paper because of how bright it is. 200,000 lumens, it's effectively a laser. So I have the instruction manual to this taped right here, and I want to see if you can go through it. This thing does overheat after a while, so I'd be very surprised if it doesn't. I've never seen an actual flashlight go through and penetrate something or catch on fire. Alright, as a warning, do not look at this directly. I am a trained professional, but it is about to go to 200,000 lumens and blast through this. Oh my gosh, this thing actually created a full hole between the paper. This thing is a weapon. It's so hot right now too. It even has fans enabled within it, but this thing gets so hot. I mean, look at that. It's still going. So I've already seen the magic of the fire extinguisher, and now it's something a little more tame, but also pretty cool, and that is the fire blanket. It's made of 100% glass fiber, and what it's meant to do is just deoxygenize the fire so there's no oxygen, and then it can ultimately kill it. So if there's a fire, you're going to open this up, pull the tape to release it, and then throw it on top of the fire, and the fire just goes away. Very nifty. It's good to have one of these nearby, so certainly a big fan of this. I've never used it before because I've never actually had a fire, but we're going to make a low-level one right now and test it out. So here I have a smokeless fire pit, so this is technically safe. The fire alarm shouldn't go off, and what I'm going to do is light this up, and then I'm going to use the fire blanket to extinguish the fire to see if it actually works. It should. I've never used one of these before, but I'm excited to try it out, so let me go ahead and light this and create a sort of fire right here. Alright, so the fire is fully going, so this is telling me to take the release tape in each hand and pull downwards and outwards. Okay, so here's the release tape, downwards and outwards. Okay, this flame is really going. Okay, so here's the blanket. What is the next step? I'm assuming it's just throw it on. Drape the blanket over the flame to seal the air. Okay, so since it's a fire, we want to cut off the oxygen source, so I'm going to suffocate it basically with this glass fiber emergency blanket. So I'm just going to drape it like it says. And now we are suffocating it. So there's no oxygen going to the fire anymore, even though it's still going through. I need to put on direct flames. Okay, so I'm going to just throw the blanket directly in here. Wow, can stop the fire completely. I guess glass fiber is obviously not like a flammable material, and it just offsets the flame completely. So it's like you're just pressing with glass completely down on the fire. It just suffocated it. And this is nice because this was smokeless. I mean, there's like a little bit of kind of like after smoke, I suppose, but very cool. You just like throw a blanket on it and it stops. But we're not done yet. The next emergency use product might just be the most popular one of them all, and that is a fire extinguisher. You see it behind the glass at restaurants, probably in your own home, schools, anywhere it may be. They're actually legally required to have on standby in case a fire breaks out. Now, it's important to know that there's different kinds of fire extinguishers. So there's some that have dry chemicals, some that have carbon dioxide, and some that are water-based, like this one. Water-based fire extinguishers should only be used on low-level fires. I think they're called Class A, which is for wood, paper, cloth, and other sorts of low-level fires. So, for instance, you should never use a water-based fire extinguisher on stuff like oil fires or electrical fires. And the way you use it is pretty simple. So you pull out the clip, you keep a safe distance and aim at the base of the fire, and then you hold the handle and squeeze the trigger to discharge the extinguishing agent until the fire is completely covered. These things are one-time use only.
Greetings, my friend. In this video, we will tell you how to play Grand RP in just 1 minute's time. First, you need a licensed copy.
And we are about to use it. Alright, false alarm, the fire is still actually going underneath this, so I'm going to go ahead and just use the fire extinguisher right now. So this is a water-based fire extinguisher. What I'm supposed to do is pull out the clip, keep a safe distance, and aim at the base of the fire. So here's the clip right here, and then I guess I just pull out the clip. So, clip is out. Alright, here we go. Oh, wow. Woo. That is definitely dousing it. Alright, and just like that, if you have a fire and you have to put it out, this water-based solution works a lot better than the blanket. So I think if you're in an emergency and you had to go grab one of these two, I would definitely grab this. It's just a more direct liquid that you can put on the fire. But again, make sure it's not like oil-based or else it's going to make the fire worse. This one is water-based. It ended up working. If anybody's in EMS or somebody in the medical field, then they may be aware of this next emergency product, which is Bleed Stop. And what this is an over-the-counter clotting agent that you'll use to control bleeding in the case that you have any sort of minor or major external wounds. It's a powder, so you're supposed to tear it open, pour onto the wound, and apply pressure. I don't know what the active ingredient is in here, but whatever it is, that's kind of crazy if you do that. I'm obviously not going to make myself bleed or use any sort of blood for this, but I'm going to simulate it by getting a situation that's quite similar, pouring the powder on to see if this thing works. I hope Dr. Mike is proud of me for this next section because I have the ballistic gel dummy right here, and I will be testing out Bleed Stop. YouTube, if you're watching this, this is fake blood. This is not real blood. It is all prop blood from Amazon. And what I'm going to do is put an incision into the dummy and then inject him with the blood and then recut him so the blood is pouring out, and then I'm going to use the Bleed Stop powder to see if it actually stops the blood flow. Ooh, sorry, Dr. Mike here. Okay. So the incision has officially been made, so now I'm going to inject it with the prop blood. Let me give it a smell. Alright, it smells like corn syrup, but this does have the same properties as blood. Like, this is the movie-grade prop blood, so it should ultimately activate as if it was blood into the body. Alright, here we go. Time to inject him with blood. It's like in his body. Alright, let's do one more injection right into this spot here. Okay. Oh, he's bleeding everywhere. Oh no, he's literally bleeding out. Oh, whoa, he's bleeding out. I didn't even realize it was coming from the front and everything. Oh, our poor guy is bleeding out. Let's see if this actually helps. There's so much blood everywhere. I need more. Oh, what did I do? I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. This is so bad. Oh my gosh. Dr. Mike, you did not see anything. I wasn't looking at everything. I wasn't looking at the entirety of the situation. Okay, but at least now we'll know whether or not it actually stopped it. So I have to apply pressure. Okay, I'm going to put on this is sterile, this is clean, this hasn't been used before. Okay, I'm about to just apply a little bit of a tourniquet pressure to your neck area so you stop bleeding. I'm sure there's no cross-contamination happening here. No ember or ash or anything like that. So then it's not supposed to be inside your body. Definitely won't be getting cancer. Okay, so the last 20 seconds. And we're going to assess the wounds. So here we go. So let's look at this. So I'm going to look at the clip here of where the incision was made. I'm not going to lie, I think it stopped the bleeding. At least the bleeding so Bleed Stop works. I know the intensity is whatever professionals use it, but it didn't work on our guy. So this unfortunately is not even. So I'm going to tap out. I'm sorry I can't help you further. But this emergency was making $1,000, but the gorilla got his $1,500 sandwiched between $1,000. I have no idea how they sell this. How
they're undergoing a cardiac arrest. Properly use it. This is one language too. But we're just here for the shock, so let's shock. So here we have the defibrillator. It is set up now, and we are using it on the dummy that we actually just destroyed via the lead stop. So in order to revive him, now it's time to put him to the test by shocking him electronically throughout his entire body. So to use this, I'm going to be opening this pack first to get the sticky nose, which I will be putting on him. These are the two pads that I'm about to put on his body. They're like very gel-like. This says LL and this says RA. So left side, I'm going to put right on his left side. I want to make sure that we're really getting on there, so that jolt can be sent through his body. And then time for the right side. This is RA, which stands for right ear. Let's put that on his right side. Okay, Christian, can you hear me? I'm about to shock you with a defibrillator. Edit, you can't hear me because I put it on his ear. All right, but now it's time to plug him in finally. So the first thing I'm going to do is literally plug it in. Okay, now it's about to get intense. Click the on-off button, press the green on-off button to turn the system on. Okay, follow the voice and indicator light. Hello? Are you live? Check the pads. Okay, I checked the pads. Can we move on? We're good here. Okay, check the pads. They're on. In the latest update version 1.6.1, Fortnite introduced a new seasonal feature in the visual field. Okay, next. Okay, so, and then how do I move on from this? Next step. So to shock him. Alright, so we ran into a couple of issues because apparently he's not conductive enough to provide an electrical shock via the defibrillator, so there's nothing we can do. And so this is what it would look like if I was able to put some sort of electrical shock into his body to save him. Alright, prepare. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let me see if he's okay. Alright, well, I think we actually may have saved him. So the defibrillator was actually successful as an emergency use product. Now there's only one more thing left to do. If you've ever choked before, you know how scary that can be because it obstructs your airway, not allowing you to breathe, of course. So the only thing you can do is the universal choke sign, which is this. And hopefully somebody's around so they're able to perform the Heimlich, or if not, hopefully there's a chair nearby so you can use a self-Heimlich in which you do this. Pull it up. It's the light. So here's the paper. Here's my mouth. I can actually swallow it. It's kind of dry. Oh. What? Gosh, I hope that was captured properly. I just held my breath. Left a lot of different things. If you are choking, you might as well just have this here. Granted, I wasn't this piece of paper and most of the cumbersome smooth version. I think we were testing it out. So little flare gun. And this is actually no, I don't recommend it. Legally have this. That's signal for somebody to come with. Coastal Alerter signal kit, and what it is a flare gun with 16 bullets, and you can use it to save yourself if you're ever in a bad situation. These things also notably so 20 15 seconds. So obviously because this is a technical part I'm not allowed to show on YouTube. However, I will show you the clip right here of somebody who but what I would do is go about store with 12 here and these lists, well, pretty negative. Multiple forest fires were started because these things are so if you put it in a situation or you get blamed. I'm going to do is show you that this thing is crazy. I am about to show you this thing. 2, 1 second. It's crazy. Kilojoules of energy, which is the equivalent of like 1,500 calories. I lied, 1,200 calories, which is still a lot. A lot of it is made of sugar, but there's equal parts of fat and protein. Which, can you hear that? Think of like fart and then make it more dense. That's what this looks like, and I'm going to try to taste it. There's 4 bars inside. I'm going to try to eat one for the day. So one full day, and this. I'm not excited to taste this. I bet it's going to taste like you won't get started. This is work. This is food. It is not going to taste like that. It's not good. It's very disgusting. It's a bit of force. Cereal on it. It's kind of the same exact thing. And I guess you're not meant to eat it. You're just used. I mean, 44, you can have this thing 20 years later. So it's not really like optimized for flavor. This at all. I'm actually gonna probably spit this out because I don't want to be wasting. Ferment to help you out in a pinch. This can get you. There's some sort of closed off. That's when you kind of. It's gonna get. Through it. But you can see it, right? Look at that. So actually, easy. Attach. I don't know what your body. Or if somebody in blanket with these things like a Pixar. It looks like something out of a pack. It just feels like wrapping paper. But inside of here, this is supposed to contain up to 90% of your heat. So if you're in the tundra, you just pull this out, go inside like a sleeping bag. I'm going to use this on my guts right here. This is a comfort thing. People need this when they're out in the wilderness. It also protects them from animals as well, because animals are scared of this stuff. So if a bear comes up to you and you're in this, it's basically bear food too. If you're ever in a pinch in an emergency in a very cold area, Antarctica, North Pole, South Pole, you just put this on and you're good to go. It's restrictive. Just woke up from my heart rate. Got anything break from this? See more better for me. More than this.
Okay, get in there. Get in there. Oh, not my toy. My toy. Yeah, yeah, my toy. Give me. Oh no. Oh. Oh.
She gave it to us. And when I left it, I told her I liked it, but Yeah, that's what it said. No, all winter. That's all winter. That's all winter. That's what I got. I got 35 inches, but it's all winter. water. And throw it outside.
Yeah, find the lid. The lid. See what's the lid for it. Your black lid. Right there. Let's see if you can
Woo!
go away.
What? Ooh, you broke it. Look, you broke it. But it's funny. You can. What's wrong? Did she? I think she was standing over you. It's fucking fun. Look at the big messy.
Yeah, pick up all this shit. The show's coming on at 8 o'clock.
Oh, no, it's probably Christopher's bed.
Where's the green lid at? Ashley, right behind you. What the hell you fucking let her tear her shit up for? Damn it, just put all that shit back up here! Damn it! Let her tear all this fucking shit up. Here's your guy. Throw it away! Where did it go? Throw it away! Where did it go? You make sure your pop cans are empty. Put the paper and put the garbage. Here's the bag. Get in. Easy fuck. Easy fuck. That one, man. Look at that one. Move. Witness. Come on.
What? Was it? Was it? Oh, stop turning him around. Oh. I use it, but when we still use it. Oh my god. Oh.
I say report time.
Oh. Oh.
I say report time.
Oh.
Little bugs flying around everywhere. What's causing them? They're all feeling garbage bag. Oh, bring that white garbage bag down here too. You just don't know on that white garbage bag.
That's what started it. Where's it?
Flying all over the place.
Where's it? And I put it on my arm. See, they're all in that one. See, it's right there.
There's that black one too. I don't know what it is.
No, put that one.
This one?
Stop! Don't touch it. Oh. Oh my god. Hey, get out here! Ew! Come here, Fiora. Come here. Come here, you're farting. Come here, quick! Hey!
Here now. Talk about it. That's not being burnt.
Oh, Fiora. Come here. You're starving.